Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Thursday afternoon. Welcome into this, another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. We'll be with you for the next hour, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Auburn headed to Oxford, Mississippi to take on the Rebels, the Black Bears, whatever they are. The Rebels, we'll call them, on this Saturday, 11 o'clock on ESPN. Season really not going where Auburn wants it to go. Obviously 3-3, 1-2 in the league. Ole Miss, number 9 in the country. They have moved up. They are 6-0. They are 2-0 in the league. They really haven't played that difficult of a schedule. However, they are 6-0. They've taken advantage of that weaker schedule right now, and they are in a really good position. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Auburn has dominated this series. Only 6 losses since 1971.
Wild stat.
I mean, that's Auburn 33-6 since 1971 against Ole Miss. 35-11 all together. You know, they didn't play every year, obviously, until the divisions and everything, until the SEC split divisions. But you know, Auburn has just absolutely dominated this series. So when Auburn's a poor, very poor team, that's when they usually lose the game against Ole Miss. Unfortunately, this is shaping up to be that kind of an Auburn team. So, but we'll look at those numbers. We'll break those numbers down a little bit. It is my goal today or tomorrow, and this is my pledge to the audience. I will find some way for Auburn to win this game.
You do it every time. Most of the time, you find a way to do that, and that's a good. Hey, that's a good trait for you. Though,
well, I appreciate it.
You know, and all of us would like to hope that we can get some things straightened out and possibly play a little bit better on the offensive line like we did against LSU.
Be nice.
And if that's the case, we got a chance. I don't look over. I just heard a stat, though. I was listening to another Auburn program, so I'll go ahead and preface that with last year Ole Miss had 18 4-stars on the roster. You know how many 4-star pluses Ole Miss has on their roster this year?
I'm going to say 22.
33.
Wow. That's a big improvement.
So had to get a lot of those, not in recruiting, but also out there in the portal.
He hit the transfer portal really hard.
He hit it hard, and it worked out well for him. So that's a big difference when you're talking about athletes out there. And Auburn able to win last year 31-20. Andy got out early, held on late, plenty of offense early. Couldn't find any late. Does that sound like a broken record to you?
Seems about right.
But
was last year the one where we had the phantom touch on the kickoff that went into the end zone? It should have been. Was that last year or the year before?
Your memory is much better than mine.
I think that maybe that was the year before when we had the phantom touch, because there was something weird that happened in that game. But I think that's right, but I can't remember.
But normally when Auburn goes over to Ole Miss and loses, we get rid of our coach.
That's just true.
And we actually went and got theirs back in '98. And that was, about a 500 record Tommy Tuberville as a coach that we went over there and picked up. But so we'll see if the same moves around to this year. But I'm going to stick with you. I'll go positive with you today.
Okay.
You talked me into it. We can figure out a way to not sound like negative Nancy's all day. I get sometimes there's women out there watching, they get upset when we say a negative Nancy. Why can't it be negative Tommy? And okay, it can be negative whatever you want. We won't sound so much like that today on here.
Yeah. Yeah, you may going back, I mean, it's easy to remember the 92 loss, a bad Auburn team, a team that I guess that's the one that went. I can always get them confused. We went 5-5-1, 5-6 in 91 and 92. I forget which one was which, but anyway, we go to Oxford and just get run out of the stadium by Billy Brewer, a Billy Brewer coach Ole Miss team. But that was a bad Auburn team. 1999, the next one, Ole Miss comes. They hate Tommy Tuberville for leaving Ole Miss, right? They come. Ben Lear gets hurt. We lose in overtime. I remember Jeff Klein having to take over. He may have played the whole game, but I think maybe Ben got hurt during the game. But we lose that one in overtime. Very close. 03, that was Eli. Auburn, if Ben Obamano just catches the football that hit him in the face, then we win that game. But so that one was, I mean, they're all the blowout in 92, but that one was close. 08, I really don't have much memory of. Do you? We got beat 17-7.
No, other than I was totally checked out by that point.
I'm pretty much sure I was too, because I don't remember. It was in Oxford. But I really don't remember much about that game at all. 2012, we go over there. That's Hugh Freeze. That bunch that we toted over there. I remember we had seemed like the game started out well. We had a linebacker that hardly ever played. He was really, really smart. I can't remember what his name was, but he hardly ever played. It seemed like he was like a walk-on. But I want to say maybe – I forget. There's something happened with that. It was like a play that we had him tackled, and then the guy got up and ran for he bounced off him or didn't hit the ground and ran for a touchdown. It was over after that. That once every time anybody scored in 2012, the game was over.
It was over.
And then 15, we were bad. That was obviously Gus Malzahn and Hugh Freeze again. I guess that was Hugh Freeze again. So 27-19 for that one. The losses are easy to pick out. So why has Auburn dominated this series the way they have? I mean, usually they've been the better team, and it's been clear. This year, clearly, Ole Miss is the better team. So it's going to have to be – Auburn's going to have to rise up. They got to play a lot better than they have been playing. And you start looking at the numbers. Ole Miss's offense, they've been running the ball really well. One thing that kind of makes me a little bit or I find a little bit interesting, they didn't run the ball well at all. I think they only had like 140 rushing yards against Vanderbilt. So they had a close game against Tulsa. They had, they were tied with Vandy at the half. They should have gotten beat by Kentucky. So, yes, they are the number 9 team in the country. Yes, they are undefeated, but let's stop short of saying this is an Ole Miss team that's just one of the better teams in the country.
I agree. Most of the time we play Ole Miss, for the most part, our Bows and Joes are much better than their Bows and Joes, and we've out-recruited them. And there is also something to be said about Ole Miss and Arkansas versus Auburn. Just some programs we seem to have their number. And Mississippi State, during that same tenure, has beaten us more than their fair share. Mm-hmm. Of course, we probably have a lead in the series. I don't have it in front of me. But for the most part, Mississippi State's held their own against us. Not Ole Miss, not Arkansas. So a very odd dynamic. But do I expect anything over there this week? I'm staying positive. So I'm hoping that we can find some rushing yards to combat what they've thrown out there this year. I look down, I see Quinshon Judkins being their leading rusher, and I want to throw up on the paper because Auburn had him. All I had to do is go offer him. Sitting over at Pike Road. Never forget last year, I'm calling the state championship game 5A. Down on the fields, Lane Kiffin. Does Auburn have a coach down there? Negative. No, sir. Nowhere to be found. Lane Kiffin moves over into the bleachers, and, we're watching Lane Kiffin. We're going, you know what? He is getting a dime back there at running back in this Judkins kid. He looks the part. He's not undersized. He's ready to play. I could be wrong, but he looks like he's an SEC player to me. And now, halfway through his freshman campaign, he's got 96 carries for 581 yards, averaging 6.1 yards per carry and 8 touchdowns to lead Ole Miss after being at Pike Road.
On his way to a 1,000-yard season.
And Auburn is still trying to get Trey Citizen signed, I guess, because isn't that who we were after?
That name sounds familiar.
I think we were after Citizen, and that's the reason we didn't offer Judkins. And now, late in the process, we go and, I think we pick up our third stringer late in the process last year.
Amari Austin.
So maybe we wouldn't have got him instead of Judkins, but, hey, But I digress at this point. It really doesn't matter. I'm trying to stay positive with Andy, but those are some great numbers.
Do we have a coach at the Super 7? That's all you got to say.
They did.
I mean, to say no is, again, we keep saying this over and over again, but you and I have agreed on, if Auburn's got the number 8 class lined up right now,
oh yeah,
we're having a totally different conversation. I don't care if we're 2-4 instead of 3-3. We're having a totally different conversation. But the fact that it's just the recruiting is where it is right now, and it doesn't seem to be there's a true understanding of what it takes to be a good recruiter and to put together a really good recruiting class in the SEC. It's hard to see light at the end of the tunnel.
Got to be obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Got to take it to the nth, and I think that Nick Saban knew that early on. And if you go back and you watch A Football Life with Nick Saban, which I got strung down this old rabbit hole of watching, A Football Life's, the NFLs, and that was one I watched, and I just remember so much of that being revolved around he and his wife and what they do in their home with recruits and how important that is and how involved she is with recruiting. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I wonder what the plan is for this current Auburn coaching staff when it comes to that. Not a lot of confidence that I continue to have.
I don't know if there is a plan. We got to take our first break here on the Auburn Blitz, but we'll be right back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, it's Brett Pritchard, and I'm here to tell you all about Sims Foods, who you know better as Wickles Pickles. Wickles Pickles, that 90-year-old recipe, wickedly delicious. Relish, okra, and pickles. From Saturday sandwiches, tailgate snacks, to holiday dinners with your family and friends. From their family to yours, Wickles Pickles, those wickedly delicious pickles.
Wickles Pickles, wickedly delicious pickles.
Concrete Basement and Walls LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls LLC.
No monthly payments till after the holidays at Glenn Smith in Opelika.
Enjoy big discounts on Chevrolet Buick and GMC SUVs. How about a brand new Chevrolet Buick or GMC with no payments till next year? New Chevy Equinox as low as $329 a month. New Buick Enclaves up to $5,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $6,000 off.
Get 0% financing, no payments till next year at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today, whether that be on WOTM or WAXC TV, or you can dial us up on the Sports Blitz Facebook page, that's Sports with a Z, and comment away. We got some more, got some comments coming through. Let's get to a few of those. Luke does, he says, yeah, it was 2 years ago. In Ole Miss that we had the phantom touch on the kickoff that went in. They even reviewed it. I thought you could clearly see that it ticked. I think it was Shivers. I'm not 100% sure.
It probably would.
I think it was Shivers, and it barely clipped his finger, but then they said it was still the call stood. So I don't know. It was weird. Wes says Rebels, Black Bears, Land Sharks. What a joke. They haven't played anyone from your local dog. Wes says Hugh Freeze, he's coming. Is he coming to Auburn?
I would guess he's in the lead. Would you? Okay, let's run down this path real quick.
Let me get these and you can get them. Right. Hello from Michigan, War Eagle from Lauren Carlisle. What channel is the game on tomorrow? ESPN. Jim says, okay, here's a ray of hope, Andy. Auburn should have beat LSU, who has beat Mississippi State, who has beaten Arkansas and Texas A&M, which Texas A&M played Alabama to the last play. So all that being said, Auburn has the players to give anybody in the West a competitive game by that rationale.
Well, there's a lot of rationale that you could throw out there that would give us a chance to beat Ole Miss. If there's not, man, we're in a different state of our football-loving existence that I never thought that I would be involved with when I'm trying to come up with any and all guesses on how Auburn can beat an Ole Miss Rebel team. But that's kind of where we are, and part of that is Lane Kiffin. Tip your hat to him. Offensively, this is a very good offensive team for Ole Miss. They're able to run and throw the football. Here's my hopes. Let me throw a couple of hopes out there. Please. Jackson Dart throws some interceptions. He has 8 touchdown passes to 5 INTs on the season. He is prone to throwing an ugly ball from time to time, and we need it, and we need a big play out of it. There's one, Andy. You got one to add to mine?
I will add to that. They'll loose with the fumble as well. They have turned the ball over 9 times this year, so they've thrown 5 picks, 4 fumbles. Auburn, as we all as well documented, dead last in the SEC in turnover margin. That at some point in time, Auburn's got to win the turnover battle in one of these games. This one would be a likely candidate if you're going to do it. Look, Auburn's defense is not bad. We actually, against the pass are really we're not giving up 200 yards a game passing, but that may be because people are running on us, a little bit better than some of those numbers are skewed a little bit because Georgia ran for 292 yards, and the half, you're getting worn out in the second half. So there's some really concerning numbers, like Ole Miss being the number one team in the SEC in third down conversion. Continuing stringing drives together. That's the thing that Auburn has got to avoid, because they cannot. If you stay on the field, clear. I mean, we might keep it close for a half, but they will get run off the field in the second half.
I tell you what I really like about, just trying to dig into what Lane Kiffin does from an offensive coordinator position. First off, he spreads you out so much that he gets the matchups he's looking for. And a lot of times the matchups that I see him hurting people with, especially on third down conversion plays, are matchups where he's got a slot or a running back matched up with a linebacker that's a good or a tight end, and it's a good matchup for him, and he wins a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. And that really scares me with Auburn. We thought we had some issues at linebacker before the season started. You and I talked at length about it. They have reared their ugly head, my friend. And more times than not, when we're out in coverage, it's worse. We seem to be lost. And, again, I'm not going to question that we've got some talent there. I think Cam Riley's a pretty talented guy. I think he's got the build and the makeup to be a good player. Everybody wanted Owen Papo, and we got him. Now we got him, and we can't seem to get the best out of him. And Wesley Steiner's better than I actually thought he was. When I see him out on the field, he's serviceable. But we've struggled in coverage with our linebackers for quite some time. And so that's a little bit scary to me with this matchup. How about you?
Yeah, they score 40 points a game.
Yeah.
Now, again, take that into let's look at that a little bit. 28 against Troy, 35 against Tulsa, 22 against Kentucky. They had 52 against Vandy, but that's punching in one late, and it's Vandy. So those numbers are a little skewed because they scored 59 against Central Arkansas, 42 against a deplorable Georgia Tech team, and 52 against Vandy. So they only scored 22 against Kentucky. Kentucky's got a pretty good defense. And I mean, how much better is Kentucky's defense than Auburn's? I'd say it's better, but it's not that
not a
much
lot better. No.
So can Auburn hold them under 30 points? Yeah, I think we can. But the offense has got to help. You can't go 3 and out constantly. You've got to figure out a way to string. You've got to figure out a way to have a better showing on first down. You can't run. You can't run up the middle, because and have 2nd and 9 every time, or 2nd and 11 with the way Auburn's offensive line is playing. But you also can't. You got to throw some kind of. You got to figure out to throw some kind of high percentage pass, because you can't be in 2nd and 10 either. So
you're trying.
What's the play on first down? How can you be creative and get 5 yards on first down?
For one, I would engage the quarterback in the running game.
That is, I think, a big part of it.
I agree, and the moment that happens, we could be a lot better.
Yeah,
we could. So far, we have, but it's been broken plays that he's picked up runs on more than design plays.
That's the other thing. Robbie Ashford averaging 4.7 yards per carry? What? He ought to have a higher percentage because he's busted along. That's got to happen with a guy of his athleticism. We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Only 30 more minutes left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate for all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast. Give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com. Let's go to the phone line.
James, you're on the Auburn Blitz.
All right, how y'all doing today?
Good, James. Glad to have you.
Good to see y'all. It's good to see y'all. I'm looking at you and talking to you, too. Gee, that's hard for me to do. Anyway, I was thinking about it a little bit more. I think maybe old Freeze might be our best shot. He knows his territory, and plus he's got a lot of pull, I think, up around Memphis and on out there, maybe into eastern Arkansas, and you get into some fairly decent ball out there, too, in high school. I don't know. It's going to have to be somebody like that, though, if that's what they're going to do. And it looks like I'm just counting the days. I mean, I don't think this whole thing was handled right. But if it's going to be handled this way, then you know, I know one we definitely want. It would be someone that is familiar with the territory, that can win, and that's not scared to go out there and, you know, knock on doors, and that's what you're going to have to do. Now, having said that, I can't think of anybody else except some retread that was you know, you might go get a guy that's a good. I'll use Dale McGee for an example over at Georgia. He's a good assistant coach, but would he make a good head coach? I don't know. That's where the proof's in the pudding. You don't want to gamble. We can't afford to. We need to get somebody, and Rich McGlynn will make sure. I'll guarantee you, he is the sharpest person at what he does in the country. He'd make Freeze behave, you know, and that's the way I feel about it, I guess. I'm not too excited about, I'm not excited about Freeze, but I'm not as excited as I could be. But he looks like the best one to me. I don't know. I've gone up and down through the states and everything else. The only other one is the guy over there at, that school in South Carolina over there, not Charleston, but help me with it, Andy. What's that school's name? His name's
Coastal Carolina, Jamie
Coastal
Chadwick.
Carolina, that's it. That boy's done a good job, but again, that's not quite at the same level as here, but he does know the South. So nobody asked me for my opinion on that, but I gave it. And I'm still ain't always, you said the other day, that I was, you know, getting on the train slowly. I'm still getting on it, but I can't see anybody else. I really can't. And I'm not saying that Freeze would be the only person we could get or that would do a good job, but I think he would do a good job. His morals will have to stay straight, though, because we can't afford any more than that. They used to say we'd bring our own rope to the NCAA here and back in the 60s and 50s. When I was a little kid, I remember, you know, we got in trouble several times, and that's what it was. We were there every time we turned around, but we hadn't done that, and that don't scare me with Freeze. But I think he's a decent coach. I'm not throwing his hat in the ring. I'm just saying I'm slowly getting on the train still, and I'll never forget how I thought Harsin was treated, which was wrong, and that won't change. And I'm not going to beat that horse anymore. So, anyway, y'all take it from there, guys. I'm just enjoying it. So, take care of yourselves.
Thank you, James. We appreciate the phone call, and you know, again, I told y'all I could buy in once it happens, and I do think that he's probably the candidate that's going to get a lot of buzz once it actually comes down. And when you add in Rich McGlynn and his background and him being at the oversight of that, maybe that makes me buy in a little bit more, Andy. I don't know. It's a good point.
Look, I'm an Auburn guy, so whoever Auburn hires, I mean literally whoever they hire,
yep,
I'll be behind it. I'll give the guy a chance. I'll figure out a way to be supportive of it, and that includes Lane Kiffin. I don't want that, but if that's the route they go, then I will give him a chance.
So be it.
And so be it. So if they hire Dion, I'll certainly give him a chance. I'll be behind it. We'll do this show. We'll try to bring out all the good stuff. We'll try to, and we'll tell the truth. We'll say whatever's going on. You Freeze, I'm with James. I don't have a number one candidate, but I do think he would do a good job. We had this discussion. We disagree on this. I believe he's a little bit better coach than Gus Malzahn. I believe he's a little bit better recruiter. So would we get a little bit better results? Probably. But is that good enough? I don't know. We still got a coach right now, and until that changes, it's kind of a moot point.
I think he's probably the safest hire.
I think that's probably accurate.
If that's the route you're going, would it be a huge splash to the Auburn fan base? I think it would be kind of ho-hum, but for the most part, I think that he would be safe, and a lot of the fans would get behind it, and so there it is. Question is, Are you getting the sense that you think Harsin finishes this year out, Andy?
If the move is not made after Saturday, or if it's not made during the bye week, yes.
And the only way that it would get made after Saturday is if we get beat by 3 or 4 touchdowns?
I would, yeah. I mean, back-to-back losses of 30-plus points, that might be enough.
Would expedite it?
I've been having this conversation, and you kind of convinced me.
Yeah, you and I had a long
It's not.
Tuesday.
It can't hurt anything, and it might not help, but it might help a little. There's a possibility that firing it now and going ahead and getting it done and getting that out of the way could possibly help the environment and everything.
And recruiting.
And it couldn't hurt. So I think maybe I'm on board with go ahead and get it.
Okay, we'll see this weekend.
We got to take another break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At CNT Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Someday, in the not-so-distant future, it happens. In that moment, you realize you're ready for anything. Get a degree in emergency management from Jacksonville State University and be ready when it matters most.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Hey, this is Doug Roberts, long-term resident of Alexander City. I sold my house with Century 21 Lake Area Realty because all my life I had heard that to sell a house you need 3 things: location, location, location. I found out there's actually 4. You need location, 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 and Rhonda Gaskins at Century 21 Lake Area Realty to sell your house fast.
Call me today and let me go to work for you. 256-749-3644.
2 nights, 1 weekend at ATL Live. Friday, November 11th, his first concert ever at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Billy Joel. With Lionel Richie and Sheryl Crow. And Saturday, November 12th, 8-time Grammy winner Chris Stapleton with Miranda Lambert, Dwight Yoakam, and more. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss ATL Live, powered by Ticketmaster.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the river region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Couple more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us. Brought to you each and every day by Russell Dewitt Center. They got 10 locations around central Alabama. For all your building supply, home decor tools, whatever it might be, go and check out Russell Dewitt Center today. You'll be glad that you did. Who's going to be the quarterback? I would assume it'll be Robbie Ashford, although I guess TJ Finley, maybe he's getting closer to being healthy. He may call it quits, so he may not want to go back in. And who could blame him? John, he says if we get Deion Sanders, would we use him to his full capability? I guess maybe is the question. And look, I mean, he brings a lot of bravado to the table.
Same as Bruce Pearl did.
Same. It's big personality, marketer.
I think the worst thing that could happen with whomever lucks into getting him as their head coach, I'm going to put it that way, is that you get in his way and not let him be himself. Because I think a part of the appeal to recruits and the team and the culture of what he could build is around him being himself. He's got a lot of confidence, man. No program in the SEC needs more confidence than Auburn right now, all the way around. You know, there are programs that have been down at the bottom that have no confidence. But the thing with Auburn is we're the Tennessee right now. We're the one that has been up here and can be up there, but we're on a downward spiral, and it doesn't seem to be coming back up. And from a recruiting standpoint, we don't have a lot of buzz out there, whereas we're a program that normally does, that people gravitate to. And a lot of that could go back to COVID and the inability for Auburn for a few years to have anybody on campus. At least the recruitniks out there say that Auburn's one of those schools you got to get them on campus. The campus and the environment sells Auburn. So maybe we, kind of went downhill with that. But, now that we can get them back there. So my answer to him is whoever gets him, let him be himself. And if you don't want to let him be himself, don't hire him.
And he's not the kind of guy, at least I think, Deion Sanders is not anywhere close to the kind of guy where you would say, okay, we want to hire you for this, but we want you to hire this guy's OC or this guy's DC.
No.
He's not going to do that. So that is, I don't even think that's even a consideration. He would come in and say, I'm hiring anybody I want to hire and everybody I want to hire. So,
my opinion, do you want to know what I think now? We can't think out of the box enough to go make that hire. We won't make that hire.
No, probably not.
Well, no, we're going to make the comfortable hire, and we're going to get a Gus Malzahn clone as a coach at Auburn. It's probably going to happen. I'm just telling you, that's what we're going to get, and then we're going to complain, like Scott Hardy has said so eloquently so many times on this program. When he's only winning 8 or 9 games a year, we're going to complain about it. Whereas our basketball program, which was at the bottom and has always been at the bottom, we went and made a splash hire. We probably went out on a ledge and said, I don't care what y'all say about Bruce Pearl, we're hiring him. And we're going to give him free rein, and we're going to let him go do his thing, and we're going to get out of his way. And if we would do that in football, we'd probably end up much better off, but we won't. We're gonna go hire Gus Malzahn clone. It's going to be Hugh Freeze. I can about bet you. And then we're going to try to talk ourselves into being happy with a 12 to 15 ranked recruiting class, which is about where Gus Malzahn was. And when we win 8 or 9 games a year, we're going to be happy with it. And then we're going to continue to watch our 2 major rivals out-recruit us by 10 spots every year.
Well, the thing about it is, though, we were 5-7 last year.
Mm-hmm.
We're staring 4-8 in the face, possibly 3-9. So if we go out and hire so-and-so and they win 8 games, we'll be happy. And but that
for a short period
of time. But that's all it'll take to, hey, we're heading in the right direction.
Yeah.
As long as you keep going in that direction. The problem is with Auburn, it's never been hard for a coach to come in and go in the right direction. Every single one we've hired has gone in the right direction except one, and that's Brian Harsin. In 2 years. So it's just a matter of getting to that plane that you're talking about, but continuing the upward movement and getting to 10, 11 wins. But that's a lot easier said than done.
Much easier said than done, and almost impossible if you can't figure the recruiting out.
No doubt.
So,
monster recruiter. Got to be a monster recruiter. Said that over and over again. Can he Shrewsbury be that? He pulled in a top 5 class to Ole Miss. If you can bring a top 5 class to Ole Miss, and granted he cheated, but still, a lot of people have cheated. So I wouldn't put past cheating. I'd say Nick Saban cheated. I'd say everybody. Cristobal cheated. They all cheat a little bit. So, how much did he cheat? That's a matter of opinion. But if you could do a top 5 class at Ole Miss, could he not do a top 3 class at all?
No, I don't think so.
No, you don't think so?
But I could be. I hope I'm wrong. Because I think I'm going to have to buy this. It's like James said, it's a mute issue. I don't see Auburn go. I hate it. The further I get down the line, I don't think we'll go hire Deion. I don't think we can do it. We'd rather go ho-hum.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I really believe that management at Auburn doesn't want to.
Now, Chris Roberts is a different guy. He's not the same old kind of guy. He's about to hire. We're hearing maybe in the next week or so a new AD. Are they going to be the same old, same old? It's the same boosters. So who's making the decision? That's the question.
I gave you what I thought.
We got to take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with one final segment of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Welcome, everyone, back to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz. So we're brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248, 256-397-0248. Mike wants to know if there's a radio station that carries Auburn online. Yeah, 97.5, Kalijah Country carries Auburn. And you can listen to that. You can dial them up on Kalijah Country on the interweb. So if you're up there in Michigan and want to listen to the game, want to listen to Andy Burcham and Stan White. Auburn basketball had a little pro day yesterday, or I think the other day, yesterday, I'm not sure. Zep Jasper did not play because of an illness. Chance Westry had a little cleanup of his knee, so he did not play as well. But Wendell Green could have shot the ball a little bit better, 1 of 11. 0 of 3 from three-point field goal. Your boy Alan Flanagan, 2 of 13, 1 of 5. So struggling, maybe shooting
just back after a couple of weeks off from practice, and we've seen Chris Moore get more time. It sounds like he's got a chance to, if not start, get a lot more time at the 3 this year. I like Trey Donaldson. I think he's got a little bit more size and a little bit more physicality defensively than what we saw last year, and I think that's going to be maybe a step up. It doesn't mean that those two guards in their second year don't have dynamic years along with K.D. Johnson, but I tell you, Trey Donaldson to me plays well around the rim. He's longer, a little bit bigger guard, and I think that's a good mix-up for that Auburn offense and defensive unit.
Is Flanagan still your best defender?
No.
He's not.
Jasper's our best defender.
Okay.
Best on-ball defender.
Okay.
And it's the reason he stays out on the court as much as he does. Flanagan can be, but
I'm just trying to figure out a role for him to play.
Well, but the issue with Alan Flanagan, and I said this last year, and I think Bruce Pearl does a masterful job of trying to work these emotions from these kids. But for the most part, when I saw him last year, I had the sense that other players that were out on the court with him wanted him to get rid of the yips as much as he did. And when you end up playing with a player that's not quite playing up to the standard that they played before the injury, and you're getting minutes, and the minutes that you're getting, you're not positive they're deserved. You're just sitting around waiting to see if that player is going to get it back to the level of where he was. It's uncomfortable. There were times when I watched last year where I was going, gosh, I hope he hits his next shot. And I hope he can get it going, because I'm starting to feel bad for the kid. And I think that carries – your questions defensively, though, but I think all of that rolls over to the defensive side of the ball. I think he tries to play hard, and I think he presses at times. And I think all of us Auburn fans want him to get back to where he was a few years ago, but I have my doubts.
Johan Traor, man, he doesn't play like a freshman.
Doesn't.
12 points, 3 boards in this pro day. He's going to be counted on this upcoming year. He's going to have to play well.
I think offensively we could be better in the post.
Oh, yeah.
This year.
John A. Broom, man. That dude's going to be really good for us.
I think we score easier buckets than we got down in the post last year. I don't know defensively if we're going to be better. It's hard to be better when you lose, a center and Kessler who just screwed up everything for the opposing offense. But I think we're going to be good enough down there defensively, and I think offensively we're going to be much, much better down in the post, and I think that could be a good thing overall for the team.
Absolutely. Some positive news, Randy. Clay Whedon decommits from Michigan State, 4-star offensive lineman.
Yeah.
They say now projected to Auburn. A lot of people feel really good about that. Reuben Bain, 4-star edge rusher, would be the 3rd 4-star edge rusher and the highest ranked number 89 player in the country, top 100 player. All of a sudden, been recruited by Rock Bellatoni. A lot of people. There's a crystal ball pick for Auburn in this, Reuben Bain. So adding two more 4-star, if that's possible. Now, if you fire the coach, does that hurt? Does this dismantle the 10, 12 guys you've got lined up? Maybe not. I don't know, but
I think it all depends on whoever the new coach or athletic director that comes in, realizing which coaches that we have on the staff are getting out there and doing a tremendous job recruiting. And when I look down at the new names that are possibly coming on board at Auburn, it's all in South Florida. So we've got guys that are making headway down there. Mm-hmm. And that's really not been a spot that we've gone and recruited as well since the early to mid-'90s, where we went down and really did a good job of recruiting Southern Florida. And so that'd be great. I think that – so my answer to you is, how much is the head coach involved there? What would be my guess?
About as much as he is everywhere else.
Very minimal. So I would think that a lot of these guys, you're selling them on Auburn. You're selling them on who the potential coach could be next. And but, man, have you looked at some of the names that we're in on in Southern Florida now? It's not names that I saw 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So somebody's doing a heck of a job down there. And the AD, and if you let Brian Harsin go this weekend, you better realize which ones of them are out there in recruiting. You better keep them on board and keep them happy.
No doubt whatsoever. So maybe, possibly some recruiting positive news. There's some positive. There's a ray of sunshine for you. October the 13th, happy birthday, Eddie Matthews, the great Eddie Matthews, played for the Braves. Paul Simon.
Love him.
Yeah, you went to a Paul Simon concert.
Sure did, yes.
Yeah. Jerry Jones owns the Cowboys.
How old?
He was born in 42. So he's
80 years old.
Yeah, how about that? Desmond Wilson.
Can't help it.
Lamont from Sanford.
Oh, great.
Sammy Hagar. David Lee Ross' birthday was yesterday. And now Sammy Hagar today. How about that? There's something interesting for you. John Ford Coley. Not to be confused with the real estate agent John Coley in Ellis City. Although they do both have a great mullet and a cheeky mustache. Doc Rivers, born on this day. Jerry Rice, the greatest receiver of all time?
Greatest football player of all time.
Really?
To me, he is.
Wow, I hear you. Kelly Preston. Died in 2020. Kelly Preston. Ever seen Michigan?
Yeah, you like that.
Trevor Hoffman, he's a Hall of Famer. Kate Walsh, I like Kate Walsh. Nancy Kerrigan, why? Paul Pierce, born on this day, 1977.
Same age as yours too.
That's right. How about that? Let's go wrap it up for us. He's Randy. I'm Andy. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.